What's up people, Coach Romanov here. Today I want to talk about how should a professional athlete train, how should they perform in the weight room. Can we make the weight room helpful, can help the athlete perform better at their sport or prevent some injuries. So today we will cover some of those topics, and also we will present you the AFP or Athletic Freak program. So we can go online and see all the professional athletes around the globe. They train with their trainers. They have different kind of approaches on everything. You can see John Moran going through thousands of box jumps and things like that, and he's trained with his father. You can see LeBron James doing white squats and things like that, but it's different programming for different athletes, and especially those athletes that are at the higher level. Should we just copy their things and try them out by ourselves in the gym, in our weight room? I guess that's not the option and that's not the answer. Yes, you can browse and see, but we need to find what definitely works for you, for your body type, and for your sport. Along with that, many people don't have the conditions to have a personal trainer or a personal program designed strictly for them like the other professional athletes have. So we gotta find a way to still get in the weight room and perform better. Now, online, pretty much everything is accessible. You can search it online and you can find many things, but what do you know should work best for you as for your sport or for your position and things like that? Because many people say you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing strength, you shouldn't be doing weights, you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing only sport-specific angles and things. Should it transfer directly to your sport or not? I think there's a place everywhere for everything. So now we will cover some of my approaches on how should an athlete train to get better and use that weight room to really improve their performance and injury prevention. So what I want to do is go through different phases that we will cover different things that the body is going through in that certain sport. For example, in our AFP program, I divided in 4 phases. So we got 8 weeks of training, and you can see here that I have different phases. So each phase will last for 2 weeks, and then we'll move on to the next phase, and then it's the end phase. Now, can this be 2 weeks or should it be 4 weeks or maybe more? It really depends. I just wanted to give out a blueprint on how should an athlete train with this program. So that's why we made every phase last for 2 weeks, because it's pretty much enough to build that foundational strength we need for upcoming progressions that we have in the following weeks. Why we start with isometric? I want to start building some strength in that isometric portion because it's pretty much really good for the tendons, and we can build some strength by doing isometric exercises or isometric tempos to build that strength we need for the following progression we have. So what is isometric? Isometric is basically a muscle action but without change in muscle length. So we do exercises here like the wall sits, like plank, exercises with holds at the bottom position like in a squat, or in the stretch position like in a chest press. When we finish with that, we go into our eccentric training. This is very important for athletes because it's the deceleration portion. For example, you go into a cut, or when you change direction, or when you jump and land from that jump, and that's pretty much where every injury happens. So with the eccentrics, our main goal is to train the brakes. That's why we have it here. So training the brakes before doing those exercises for jumping higher or be quicker, be faster. We need to train the brakes, how we can change direction, how we can decelerate from a certain movement. Basic examples of this is doing like Nordics, doing eccentric RDLs, or with a lowering portion of the exercise, doing 3 seconds on the way down. And for the plyometrics, it's landing, changing the direction, going into a lunge to decelerate. Those are the actions we have possibly in every sport, so we need to train this part with a good focus. Throughout the program, we want to focus on different kinds of progressions. So we start with something that will not be that difficult, that everyone, let's say, can do, and still have a good stress on the body, on the athlete, but also progress to something more difficult and what we want to achieve at the end. Along with that, the body goes through different adaptations. The body works by adapting to the stress that we put. So we put different kind of stresses throughout the whole program. Following the eccentric portion is our concentric portion. This is where all the fun things start. So this is all the jumps, the change of directions, speed, agility, quickness drills. Along with that, we will focus on some strength movements because foundational strength is pretty important, because we want to focus on building some strength and then transforming that strength into power. Concentric muscle action basically means going on the way up. For example, standing from a squat. That's the positions where we're going for a dunk, going for a spike in volleyball, or throwing a pass for a touchdown. So basically, this is where the interesting fun things happen. So when we finish with that, we also have a specific week or specific phase where we want to focus on certain angles that we have. Plus, we built that foundational strength, let's say, and then now we want to focus on the force velocity curve, or manipulating this to have a more powerful curve now, because we did our force or strength based workouts and phases in our concentric parts, also in the eccentric parts. So what we want to focus now is transforming it into more a power. So we will vary this force velocity curve to have a more explosive movement. So what we have here is a French quadrant method, for example, if you're familiar with that. What we also have is some joint specific angles. For example, when we single leg jump jumping to dunk a basketball, where we will work through that specific angle and we want to strengthen that angle so we can have a more powerful and explosive jump, let's say. So those are some of the things that we want to focus on. Now, if you want to have, you know, a longer period of time, it really depends if we have in-season training, off-season training, whether we have big stress, big games coming up. So everything depends on the period we are at. Basically, that is why we created AFP, because I want to show something that can be applied throughout the whole season, and it can be modified easily with a couple of changes. So this program is 4 times per week, but that doesn't mean that you can change that to make it 3 times per week or 2 times per week, depending on the schedule the athlete has. We can vary different things depending on the stress we have throughout our practices or daily life routines. In the program, there are different manuals that you can apply to everything and how you can change and vary the things that are too tiring, or you can perform them in the following week. So who does this training program apply for? I would say that basically for everyone, but athletes from, let's say, early age to around 14 to 16 years, they can basically perform their sport and do freestyle around on other things. You can also perform other sports because there are top benefits and really good benefits from performing other sports, because there's different skills that require every sport. So that's how you can also improve, especially in movement and coordination. And that's what I want to focus on, for example, let's say with kids up to 14, 15 years. And from there, we can start slowly building that foundational strength. Now in the program, like I said, we have different progressions for everyone. So everyone can start and everyone can modify this by using little weights, no weights, and things like that. Are weights dangerous for young athletes and for people in general? I wouldn't say so, because there's no evidence that suggests that weight training will stunt someone's growth if you do it incorrectly with not a proper form, and also if you start going through different progressions very quickly and not progressively. Yes, those things can happen because you can injure your growth plates and things like that, and eventually that may be detrimental to your growth. However, if you perform every exercise with a good progression and slowly increasing the stress or the weights and things like that, going through different progressions, you can easily have a great outcome and perform better. But also it can help you grow even more, because weight training can eventually strengthen your bones or enhance the process of remodeling the bones. So about AFP, we got, like we said, 8 weeks of training. We got exercises, a ton of them, honestly. Every exercise comes with a video instruction where you can check it out and see how the exercises perform. There will be manuals for different things like recovery, nutrition, helpful tips for different kind of sports, progressions, regressions, and things like that. Now, the great thing is that I'm giving this program away for free. I just want to help people out there, and especially young athletes that don't have sufficient funds to buy certain program and things like that, because certainly there are amazing programs out there on the market, honestly, some really great that help the athlete get better. And this is something similar like that from my approach and my things that helped a ton of athletes that I used to train and I train, but also having it for free. So definitely something helpful to the athletes to perform better, like we said, and eventually do some strong progressions and great exercises that will build a stronger, more athletic body, but also help with injury prevention. Now, along the way, I will also be performing this program for the following 8 weeks, starting from tomorrow, because I want to see the changes and the impact it will have on my body and on my current athleticism. I will do some assessments and things to see if we will have changes on week 1 and then on week 8. So you can get this program by commenting on this video, comment your email, and I will send the program right away to you. So anyone and everyone who wants it, just comment on this video with your email so I can have somewhere I can send it to, and the program is yours, all 8 weeks, everything included. So I hope this video helped you understand some of the things that athletes go through and should go through as professionals. So now we upload 2 times a week. One of our videos is a follow-along workout. So you can check this workout right here, and you can perform it without any equipment at your home. And you can also check our last video where ChatGPT did our push workout. You can check this video right here. Like I said, just comment down on this video with your email and we will send you the program immediately. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And that's all from us. See you in the next video. Peace.